Finance Minister Davendranath Tancoo says the current administration has been forced to supplement the former government's budget, calling it the latest chapter in the PNM's long history of serial under-budgeting. Sonalala has the latest on Mr. Tancoo's maiden mid-year budget review presentation.
This mid-year package, Mr. Speaker, is the clean-up bill.
Minister of Finance Davendranath Tancoo's first foray into leading the economy in the Parliament said the new administration has had no choice but to clean up the mess left behind.
Today, the government is compelled to seek an additional $3,143,983,761 in supplementary funding, not because of unforeseen crises, but because the former government intentionally under-budgeted for critical expenditure, knowing fully well that the bills will come due.
Painting a picture of the current state of the economy, Minister Tancoo did not hold back.
Mr. Speaker, the last 10 years of PNM rule has been a decade of debt, 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 DEATH, and destruction for all of Trinidad and Tobago, except for the friends, family, and finances of the PNM. They spent a decade blaming Kamla.
He pointed to a 20% contraction in the economy since 2015, 48,000 lost jobs, and a 50% drop in net foreign exchange reserves.
Net foreign exchange holdings have dropped by 50% under the PNM, from $10.5 billion to $5.3 billion today. Today, Mr. Speaker, Trinidad and Tobago has a mere 7.5 months of import cover. We have foreign exchange to only last this country 7.5 months of imports.
The Finance Minister also turned to issues regarding tax evasion.
For the last decade, the PNM deliberately sabotaged the Board of Inland Revenue, refusing to provide resources so that this country, this BIR, could pursue tax evaders effectively, Mr. Speaker, allowing big businesses to pocket $10 billion illegally every year.
He made mention of the value of half this country's annual budget being unverified in the Auditor General's report.
You will find over $30 billion in expenditure that was unverified, could not be allocated, were not presented for audit, or were not placed in the vote books in 2024. $30 billion, that's half of the annual expenditure of this country, Mr. Speaker. That is alarming. And that is why they were so intent on not releasing the Auditor General's report, Mr. Speaker.
The Finance Minister also pegged the oil price at US $66 per barrel and at US $5 per MMBTU.
The 2025 budget was predicated on an average oil price of $77.80 US per barrel and a natural gas price of US 3.59 per MMBTU. Our estimation for oil and gas prices to the end of fiscal year 2025 is $66 US per barrel and $5 US per MMBTU. With this and other adjustments, we anticipate a decrease in total revenue of $556.7 billion, with an overall resultant fiscal deficit for 2025 of $9.67 billion.
The increase in proposed expenditure sees the Office of the Prime Minister with $128 million, the THA with $32.7 million, National Security $13.9 million, the Ministry of Attorney General and Legal Affairs $89.5 million, Education $296 million, Health $728.5 million, Energy and Energy Industries $1.3 billion, the Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government $122.1 million, the Ministry of Works and Transport $266.3 million, and Digital Transformation $10 million. Sonalala, TTT News.
In response to the Finance Minister's presentation, MP for San Fernando East, Brian Manning, said government's request for over $3 billion in additional funding lacks sound fiscal grounding. While contributing to the debate on the Standing Finance Committee report, he raised questions about the use of the Heritage and Stabilization Fund.
Have you reached into the HSF to support some of this expenditure, Mr. Speaker? I suspect they'll be reluctant to answer the question, Mr. Speaker, but the people of this country won't forget. He is coming to this Parliament asking for $3 billion in additional expenditure, and to date cannot say what is going on.
Mr. Manning said while the government boasts of record expenditure, it has simultaneously dismantled revenue systems, including the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority, which he said could have helped narrow a $10 billion tax gap.
The first thing they did coming here is to eliminate $10 billion in additional revenues, which could have easily covered some of the salary increases they promised to the public servants of this country. Mr. Speaker, they have no intention of keeping those ridiculous promises.
The Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association, the TTMA, has commended the government for its budget review announcements pertaining to the non-energy manufacturing sector. The TTMA welcomed the finance minister's proposals to boost exports by highlighting plans to introduce an export allowance and export growth assistance, with a focus on expanding into non-CARICOM markets. It also noted support for a proposed export proceeds retention facility, allowing manufacturers to retain a portion of their earned foreign exchange for reinvestment and expansion, as well as efforts to strengthen international trade representation to enhance global competitiveness. The association said these initiatives align closely with its long-standing vision to grow the non-energy manufacturing sector, promote self-sufficiency, create sustainable employment, and boost GDP contributions. It now awaits detailed rollouts of the initiatives, including long overdue action on VAT rebate payments owed to the business community.